Today's episode is brought to you by FNX. If you're looking to lose weight, gain weight in the most healthiest way possible, FNX is where you need to go. You're talking about a section you're looking to gain weight. There's a section you're trying to lose weight. There's also even a section you're trying to better your performance when you're out there trying to be the best you. Please go to the link that is in this video. But also, you have to look the part. We're trying to unlock that inner athlete in you. Speaking of inner athlete, hey, you know how we get down. So, fill up your shopping carts. Once you get to checkout, use the promo code BTSI for 15% off. Again, BTSI for 50% off at checkout. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Yes, Simulcast. We are live on all platforms, including YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse. And I'm getting one more thing taken care of. Okay, no title, which is going to go just like this. All right. Today, just to let everybody know, this episode has been planned out for weeks in advance. Will and Chris just add fuel to the fire, but we're going to talk all about all of that. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, not only this is going to be the last time you guys hear me talk about this damn Oscar, but I, just like I did with Kanye West a couple of years back, it's time for the Black community to say goodbye to Will and Jada as far as checking for them. I don't check for Kanye unless someone puts in my face. After tonight, I will no longer check for Will and Jada because they caused enough embarrassment to the Black community, in my opinion. So we're going to get this thing rocking. Before we get into quick hits, let's go ahead hear another commercial with Vito, and we'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Wavilo. Of course, you guys see me with my Bakari watch. Looks nice, don't it? But if I wanted to go out, just a casual wear, and it's kind of chilly outside, not bad. Let's add some more color to it. Ooh, that's gonna look good for the photo shoot. Get with the brand that's versatile, that can cover you in all areas of fashion for men and women. So go to the link that's in this video, fill up your shopping carts. Once you do, the promo code is BTSI for 50% off. I repeat, BTSI for 50% off at checkout. All right, you guys. I know we're gonna fuck that up, but it's all good. We're gonna keep it moving. All right, you guys. Let's do quick hits, shall we? Uh, we're gonna more Oscar news came out, but let me tackle this topic. We're gonna keep it moving. Blac Chyna's child support drama. She let off a couple of tweets saying that she haven't received child support. Tiger respond, he pays 40K and a year for school. Rob plays 37K and expenses, all this other shit. So they believe they don't have to pay child support. Here's why I don't like the child support system, because the system is rewarding mothers for not being mothers. The money that the fathers are paying out goes strictly to the child. If you're broke, go get a job. You heard Kim Kardashian say it a couple of months ago. Now you give credence to what the fuck she's talking about. Your China's son King is taken care of. Rob's daughter Dream is taken care of. China, if you want somebody to go take care of you, go get it your own job, because it doesn't look like anybody's lining up to marry you. Why would they? Moving on. The Academy told Will to leave the Oscars. Excuse me, to leave the Academy Awards, whatever exclusive club they got. And you guessed it, Will said no. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Will. But like I said, we'll touch more about this in last call. This is a different Will. Therapy, he needs to go get therapy. I know news say he will get therapy for what happened in his childhood or whatever the case may be. I don't want to be that guy to diagnose somebody's drama, but childhood has nothing to do with this. It's the fact that your private life got made public, and you can thank your wife for that. You need to get therapy in regards to that, because once she went public with her business, everything went public. It's one thing for us to speculate if you guys were swingers. The fact that you open your mouth, well, you open your business and remove all doubt. Hey, now with that being said, Academy asked him to leave. He said no. So this means it may roll into expulsion. They're going to take away his awards, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, this is why you don't make emotional decisions. Will made emotional decisions. Now it's costing him. Now, on the victim, on the other side of that, Chris Rock did come out and speak. And without me reading the articles, he said he's still processing what took place. Really nothing to process. You did your job. Somebody stepped out of line. And that's it. The way I see it, like I said all this week, Chris Rock has leverage. Chris Rock hold Will Smith in his hand, at least for the next week or so. Because he can backdoor and press charges anytime. He can sue at any time if he wants to. Will Smith is actually Chris Rock's bitch versus Jada's at this moment. All because he made an emotional decision. So, like I said, I applaud Chris Rock. He's a better man than me. Because after that slap, a left jab was coming. I would have dropped Will on his ass. He's only about an inch taller than me. I'm much heavier than he is. And we both have different types of training. He has one style of training. And that was when did that Ali movie come out? That's his last training. Unfortunately, due to my field of work, I have to stay trained up. I would have dropped Will Smith on his ass. That's why I said Chris Rock is a better man than me. That is quick hits. Now I'm going to turn it to the audience, those on IG, anybody in Clubhouse. Blac Chyna is the bum, and Will refuse to lead the Oscars, and Chris Rock is still processing everything. What do you guys think about all of this? Because trust me, this is going to be the last time we talk about this Oscar fiasco. Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you think? Miss Kia, what do you think?
I think that he was uncalled for. I think that he embarrassed himself and his wife, but his wife embarrassed him. I think it was Chris Rock. He handled it in a good way because he's coming to Richmond and within the next few weeks, and I'm so happy about that, but I'm so mad I didn't buy the tickets. I think that the whole situation, like, for the first few days, for the first couple of days, rather, I would say that we thought, okay, Will Smith was right, but the last 2 days, no, he was wrong. He did some shit. It took us a while to get there. It took us more than a while to get there to the Oscars. And he ruined that shit. He did. But at the same time, he didn't protect it. Just like Kristen said the other day, he didn't protect his wife, and she didn't protect him either. Neither. She didn't. She didn't. Because the moment that he would have got up, as a matter of fact, I have alopecia. Okay? I remember I was joked on in a comedy show with the dude that played Day father on Friday, and the one that played the drunk bitch on Martin. Mm-hmm. I joked with her, yeah. But it was a comedy show. I know how to take a joke. But at the same time, G.I. Jane was like a good part of it was a good part of the show. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe because remember, Will laughed. He must have looked at her. Maybe he was feeling himself. He got up and slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock handled it in a good way. And look where he at now. His ticket sales went up over 200%.
Yeah. This is Chris Rock is winning right now.
Yeah, he is. He is.
And they said I didn't play the audio, but they said Chris Rock got a standing ovation tonight when he walked in the comedy club.
was it at?
Boston.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
There's so many layers on this for me to unpack. I'm gonna just be short. Chris, Will Smith messed up when he married Jada. That's really where it started.
Don't say that. Oh my God.
I'm finna tell you. I'm finna just keep it real.
Okay.
He didn't have to do that red pill talk or red table talk, whatever it was. He did not have to go on there and do that. Even though their business had already been out in the public, it hadn't been confirmed. So it's all rumors until somebody come out and confirm it. You get what I'm saying? So everybody can speculate and say, well, I heard this, I heard that. But you can't do none of that when you hear it out the horse's mouth. You get what I'm saying? Will Smith is wrong at every turn a part of this. He got to take accountability for who he chose to give his last name to. Even if she still got half of her last name, his name is mixed up in there. So I got to put this all on Will because it was an emotional response. You get what I'm saying? Even if you would have got physical with him, if you would have handled that behind the scenes, because you basically tarnished this man's reputation. You made him look like a bitch. There's some people that look like, well, I couldn't have let that happen to me. And it's funny because I know people who've been real life slapped in the face before and didn't do anything who said that they wouldn't let that happen to them. Like, yes, you would. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's terrible because it made black men look bad. My first opinion on this, I felt like Will didn't do anything wrong. Will did about 100 things wrong, to be honest. Right. I'm a land right there.
And also, I want to get this on record. Hey, what's up, bro? You can come on the stage, bro. One thing I want to say, because all I've been hearing this week was Will did nothing wrong. Will was protecting his wife. Will was defending his wife. This is the type of man that all black men need to aspire to be. Here's the problem. I heard that from nothing but women all week. And in regards to, I mean what I said last week, I meant what I said last month. Black men need to take control of their own narrative. Although this will be the last time that you guys hear me talk about this on my platform, about this Oscar stuff, from now on, we need to start telling these people, particularly women, black women, look, this is not your business. This is a black man's business because this involved a black man, two black men to be exact. Their representation of us. We dictate what they did was right or wrong, not you. You want us to be the leaders? Here we are. Shut up and let the man talk. If the man said this ain't it, then this ain't it. So if I ever go in these rooms and I hear one more woman say, "Who that? Vic? What's good, Vic?" If I hear one more woman say he was protecting his wife, he was defending his wife, this is what a man's supposed to be, I'm literally going to come off the mic and say, "Ma'am, I need you to shut up. Because this is involving a man, not you, not a woman." Granted, we have.
She didn't protect her husband either.
Say that one more time.
She did not protect her husband.
Of course not.
She put him in danger. She put him in losing fucking money and shit and sponsorships, everything. Not for him being threatened and about to be killed somewhere. No, I don't think that, no. She didn't protect him. Because, first of all, I have alopecia. I don't think that's something that I would... You can't die from that. And again, I've been joked on by a comedian as well, too. The one that was on the Coming to America and on Martin and shit like that. So, I don't think, like, with her... I don't know how her face turned or anything like that. The only thing that I could see later on was Will Smith laughing. I don't know what made him get up and slap Chris Rock in his face. But it's working out for Chris Rock right now because his ticket sales went up over 200%. But at the same time, I don't think like no.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get all into that during last call, because I mean it. This is it for me. I'm done with. I'm going to be done with Will and Jada. That's why I was checking for them after tonight.
Please do, because this shit is old and it's stupid. It's fucking stupid.
It is, because I tell people this. I do not go out my way to check for Kanye West. People have to put that in my face, unfortunately.
Right.
Now it's going to be Will and Jada. I'm not going to go look for them. I'm not Red Table Talking nothing. I know Will is supposed to speak on Red Table Talk in the coming days, weeks, or whatever. I'm not checking for it. I'm not.
Yeah, it's fucking celebrities. We don't live a celebrity life. Maybe some of us within the nooks and crannies do. Okay? But this is not real life. It's not. We talking about some shit that happened on the fucking Oscars. The fucking Oscars.
Yeah, we gonna move past. Trust me, today's the day. This is sacrificial. We're sacrificing Will and Jada today, but that has, ladies and gentlemen, that has been.
Play that to rest, please.
Oh, we will.
My God.
That has been Quick Hits. Hey, Savannah, what's up?
Hey guys, how you
Good.
doing? Amazing. So we've laid it to rest. What is this chat about beautiful humans?
We're going to get into that during last call, but I'm going to wash my hands of Will and Jada officially tonight. But we're gonna take care of all that tonight. But let's get into another commercial. We have Brytn Smile. Let's go ahead and check in with Brytn Smile, and we will be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Brytn Smile. Now, you guys need to keep your mouths clean, keep your mouths white, and keep your mouths bright between dentist visits. I get it. I understand. So here's where Brytn Smile come into play. Yes, good old Brytn Smile. Now, in this whitening kit, it comes with a multitude of things that you need. Starters, you're going to need a user manual on how to operate the devices that come with it. Next up, you have a shade chart to keep you posted on where your teeth fall on the chart. That is very beneficial. Also, these gel pens. Put the gel on each tooth. Do it correctly. Follow the manual. And, well, you know, we have a charger. It comes with a charger. I wonder why. That's right, an LED mouthpiece. This is very beneficial, y'all, as y'all can see. For the blue, it is on for 15 minutes. And once that is done, let's go purple, pink, whatever color you prefer to call it. Let's do that for 10 minutes. Go to Brytn Smile. The link is located in the description. Grab a kit, put it in your shopping cart, and when you get to the checkout, the promo code is BTSI for 25% off. Again, BTSI for 25% off. All right, you guys, we are back. So let's go ahead and get into the meat and potato show. Black people protecting the Black community. How do we get here? Like I said, prior to the Oscars, this was going to happen. I had this planned out during the Men's Accountability Week, which is this week. Taking a break next week from the doing the show, and then we'll return the following week with Women's Accountability. Yesterday, the room was how to protect Black women as a Black man. And how we came to that, how do we come to that? I started off as children, a brother. How do you protect? Who are you responsible for protecting? You need to protect your sister. Granted, she's already being protected by her father. But you're your father. You are the eyes and ears of the dad when he's not around. That's how that works. I'm sorry, definition. Just now playing with the screen. My bad. Come on stage, brother. So what did we say yesterday? In regards to the men, as a brother, you protect your sister, the eyes and ears of your father. Allow her to make her mistakes. Allow her to make her decisions, but step in when you need to. What's next after that? When you're as an adult in a dating market, you protect your girlfriend. And we went into details on how that looks like. Then we went to your husbands, protecting their wives. Then we went to the fathers, protecting their daughters. And of course, everybody else followed between the cousins, the uncles, the grandfathers, so on and so forth. Then we added other scenarios on how do you protect a woman that you don't know. You're walking down the street, you see a verbal altercation between one girl and one woman. One woman and one man. What are you going to do? We walked over those scenarios. We talked about how getting women pregnant, out of wedlock babies, how you need to protect women by shortening that. We also brought up prostitution, about men engaging, financially supporting sex workers, how we need to get away from that. We talked about all that yesterday. Now, here's the thing. Because of the people we had in the room, got a little rambunctious. It came to women being blamed for, as far as receiving the protection. I call it community guidelines to receive protection from the black men. As many times as I try to tell everybody, kill that shit, let's stay focused on topic. Unfortunately, just like any other room, the spirits takes control. And boom, we did another room last night about the community guidelines that women should follow to ensure that they are safe. If you guys want to know what some of those community guidelines are, click the link. Those are Clubhouse. Anybody else watching, go to my Twitter and look at the first tweet that says Clubhouse use only. I got a speech there, list, and we added more things to the list as well. So where we at right now is we need to protect each other. Everybody has a role to play. And it seems like the ones that are screaming for protection are always putting themselves in harm's way, unfortunately. And as far as the men goes, wanting that type of some form of protection that a wife can provide, the bad thing is they chose the wrong spouse to do that, i.e. Will Smith. So real quick, you guys, what are ways that we can protect each other? So that way stuff like the Oscars won't ever happen. How do we protect each other? How do we protect this community of ours?
First, we got to start respecting each other.
That's the underlying rule. Respect. The fact that that has to be said is ridiculous. That you have to tell people to respect you. Like that should already be known. And look at what we're dealing with. Men are being emasculated. Women are being misguided to think that it's okay to receive any type of behavior from men. We need a turnaround for all of this. This is the sad part. But backside respect. Kia, what do we need to do to protect each other?
Have more compassion for each other.
Compassion.
The shit is messed up. It really is. It comes to the point for us to have compassion with each other and then have love. It all starts with, even though the people say it's backwards with family members and husbands and shit like that, it starts with your father in the household. Then it goes to your brother. Then it goes to your family members. Then it goes to your other family members. Like it's have more compassion for each other, and instead of making fun of each other and things like that and shit like that. That's what bothers me a lot. Stop laughing. It's nothing that's a joke.
No, that's real. Love and compassion. Respect, love, compassion. That's how those three, I don't know, those three words will actually increase the success rate of the Black community. The fact is, a lot of people just don't have it, unfortunately. And now we have to teach people how to get that love, get that compassion, and we have to teach people how to respect each other. And I think it starts off with respect first before we get to love and compassion. But kid, you're absolutely right. Appreciate that. Vic, what's up, man? Brother Vic, you there? What's good, man?
Yeah, thinking, like it ain't really that much shit to it, man. Like Big Bag 40 said, like shit is about respect. Like at the end of the day, like I don't want to use what happened at the Oscars as a talking point, because I feel like that shit is just like so removed from from a lot of things, right?
Right.
Like be honest, in the hood, you slap somebody like that, like sometimes that shit costs you your life.
Right.
True. Like so you gonna think 3 times before you just gonna walk up and slap somebody, right? No matter who it is, right? That's just the reality, the implications. So I just don't want to really be using that. But I just think like Big Bag 40 said, man, it's about respect, man. A lot of people don't have no respect. We see it here all the time. People get triggered and they feel like your triggers are your responsibilities. But we are living in a time where like people are teaching people that if you're triggered, like the world is supposed to tiptoe around you, right? When that's just not the reality. That's not how shit goes. Like I'm saying, your trigger are your problems, are some shit you need to work on, you need to deal with, because they're gonna cost you, man. They really gonna cost you. Like if you can't have no self-control, I think that's part of it too. Just having self-control, like being aware of your emotions and your feelings. Because if you don't have that, we see it all the time, man. There's a lot of people dying because they don't have no self-awareness and self-control. So that's what I'm going to say, man. You just got to be mindful of yourself. Why are you triggered? Why do you feel this way? Why do you feel impulsive? Why do you feel the need that you got to go do something to somebody, right? I just think you need to be in control of you. And if we was all in control of ourselves to a certain extent in our emotions and our feelings, then it wouldn't be so easy to disrespect the next man. It wouldn't be so easy to just call the next woman out her name, right?
Right.
Because I'm constantly thinking about why do I feel this way, and I'm constantly thinking about checking myself. Even in situations where people have disrespected me, I have been a person where I've been like, yo, like what was all that about, right? Like I'm always able to kind of like remove my emotions from certain things. Not always. I do have my moments. But I'm just saying, like, I'm always in the sense of, like, I already know how this shit can go. Like, I already know I could either end up in jail or I could end up dead by not controlling my emotions or the situation at hand. So I'm just always thinking from that standpoint. But if you're somebody that you can't relate to that shit, right, then you're going to move however you move. You feel me? That's why a lot of times, not to be long with it, a lot of times when I see people engage in arguments and disrespect blatantly, I tend to ask them, like, yo, you ever been punched in the face for disrespect to somebody? And the people that say no, or they never got into a fight, or they never got into a situation, it makes sense why they are more prone to be disrespectful.
That's real.
Wow.
That's real. Yeah, sometimes you need an extreme. You need to be punched in the face. That will make you rethink a lot of shit, especially open your mouth saying some dumb shit. That's real, though. Appreciate you, Vic. Shay, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, baby. I just need to ask you a question. When it comes to protecting the Black community, what do we need to do? What's missing?
People need to mind their business. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just stay in your own lane and do whatever you're doing with your life. And that's really it. It ain't, I don't know what we gonna do to protect it. It's all bad.
Well, I would say mind your business in the realms of family business is family business. Granted, we're not talking about the secrets that we find in most black households. That's not the type of mind of business we're talking about. We need that particular one blasted. But in the case of, we don't need to know everything that's going on in your marriage, inside of your roof, because it's supposed to be temporary. So if it's an issue, it's not going to last long. Figure it out and keep it moving, because you got other problems coming ahead, and it's going to stack pile upon you. So in regards to minding your own business, in regards to that, I feel you 1,000%. You're right about that.
Can I give a little pushback?
Go ahead.
I mean, I agree with you for family business, your personal relationships is your personal relationships. But from a community standpoint, we can't always just mind our business. If I walk out the store and I see a woman getting her ass whooped and I mind my business and she get killed, people are going to say they didn't do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everything is subjective. I'm not trying to debate what you say.
Yes, but it's still gonna be like, damn, do damn if you don't. Like, you gonna have a whole lot of people. You gonna have one side saying you right, and you gonna have one side saying you wrong. But it's really up to you to say how you feel about what you did. If you feel like you did something right, then hey, it was right because that's what you wanted to do. But I can't tell you not to do something if you feel the need to do it. That's your business. I'm not finna try to stop you from helping that woman either.
Right. If there's extremes like that, usually we're gonna jump in.
Can I say something?
Coco, what's good? I ain't heard from you in months. What's going on?
Hey, going to what Shay was saying about like that situation, like. Because I get what you're saying. Like, I get it from both standpoints or some shit. So, like he just said, with the example of like going out the store and seeing a female get her ass whooped and not doing nothing, and then everybody like, well, everybody was around and nobody did nothing. But you also got that same incident where, and I think it was, I don't remember exactly what 90s sitcom it was, but I remember it was one of the ones. There was a girl. She was in a relationship. She was getting her ass whooped by her dude or some shit, and the dude basically was trying to make her keep it on the low, keep it a secret or some shit. And basically the dude confided in one of his homeboys and basically told him, like, he remembered being like 14 years old and trying to help an older woman in the street. And the woman basically pushed him away on some shit and called the cops on him instead of the dude that was whooping her ass. So it's like, you know, you got a situation where it's like you try to go into a situation thinking you're going to be a hero and all you're doing is making the situation a little bit worse, you know. Then you got those situations where, hey, sometimes that female or that person may genuinely want their help, but I feel like as far as in the community, what needs to be done, I feel like it's more so, I don't think it's necessarily just like small backdoor shit that needs to be done, but like large scale shit. Like for one, I feel like, and I know that like a lot of people will have something to say about this shit, but I feel like for one, I feel like the mainstream artists need to change their whole target audience of music. Like, I mean, not even their target audience, but like the narrative of their music for one, because Black people are the only people that's really out here making songs about killing the next nigga or doing something or making a bitch the next baby mother or some shit. Like, you don't even hear a man talking about making a girl his wife in a song or saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got so many white people out here, they got so many songs about so much bullshit. Like we respectfully won't go to the radio station and listen to none of that shit, but if you was to actually read the lyrics about that shit, I promise you don't mean nothing. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But they making bread off of that shit. Like, it's possible. Like, you don't have to make money off of solely to deteriorate your own community or some shit.
And no, you're right about that. The music industry needs to be rewashed, because it's whitewashed currently. What do I mean by that? Here's one thing. I had an episode a few months ago. I had to do a Clubhouse funerals in regards to somebody on this app. The rap game, it's not run by rappers. It's not run by people that look at us. It's actually run by white folks. They dictate what message is going in hip hop.
No, literally the video of Bobby Shmurda when he was literally like when he was auditioning to be signed, like the whole room of PR was full of white people. He up on the countertops jumping crazy, throwing his hats around, doing all that shit. White people sitting there with suits and ties on, just bobbing their head. Like,
yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You got what type of app you use to listen to music?
I don't use an app.
You got Apple Music, Spotify.
I have Apple Music, but I don't really like listen to music like that. I more so read books and shit.
Alright, cool. So I was gonna say that there's this thing, right? Well, I got Spotify. So Spotify does this thing where annually at the end of the year, they tell you your most listened artists, who's the artists that you listen to the most. They got your yearly annual highlight.
Yeah, I know all about that. They do it with Apple as well. Very much.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, my pushback would just be like, a lot of times I hear the same narrative, right? The music industry, yeah, we don't control it, we don't this, we don't that. Artists should change the music that they make, etc., etc. But who's buying that stuff, right? Who's sharing that stuff?
Technically, not us.
Bro.
I said, if you want to be real, like I get where you're going with that, but there's literally like at least 3 or 4 artists where you can really sit up here and say that they have a bigger demographic of white artists, of white listeners than they do for black. Young NBA Youngboy being one of them, Travis Scott being another, and I can name 2 more, but they passed away.
Hold on, we gotta be realistic. If black folks was not listening to this shit.
Listen, I'm not denying the fact of that at all, but you also gotta acknowledge this. Like, this shit has to be acknowledged everywhere. That's why I said it's not just small communal shit. Like, we as a whole need to. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, we need to stop listening to all rap music as a whole type shit. But you have artists out here who have different platforms that of different ratios of rap music. You can go listen to Nesta Pharaoh. You can go listen to J. Cole. You can go listen to one of my homies that live down the street or some shit that right like. They do that backpack music, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was literally a whole, some shit. You can literally go look up the video of himself. The dude, what was it? Skinny Bone, I think. He went and talked about this shit or whatever, basically, like, how about there was, like, this alleged secret meeting, basically, where they was talking about how they were going to shift the idea of black music and black hip-hop because they seen how influential it was to our community or some shit. So it's like, not for nothing. You can go listen to an NBA Youngboy album right now and be in that mood to fuck. You want to go kill somebody and be on some shooting shit. You ain't got no beef with nobody in your neighborhood. You can turn around and go listen to the J. Cole album and turn around and, you know what I'm saying, and maybe want to go pursue your old high school dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the music influence the person. I'm not saying that we not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a cycle process. Like, they don't get paid unless we listen to their music. We can't hear shit unless, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless we actually go and listen to their music or some shit. Like, I get what you're saying on that, but yeah.
I think what we need, I think what needs to happen.
I just want to say my point. So I'm just saying, yeah, we like I said this earlier, we gotta be in tune with our own feelings, our own emotions, and our own accountability, and then shit will change. That's all.
And I think what it is, you're right, Big, and appreciate you, Coco. I think what we need to do in regards to music is, because we know who's controlling it. The question is, they cannot control us, the consumers. We choose, we dictate what we're going to put our support on, our support in. Now, I know that some people want to say, well, that's why I listen to unsigned rappers or independent artists. Well, that's fine. Well, yeah, because they get to write their own music, and no one is technically dictating or telling them what to write about. They do it on their own time, however they feel like it. Now, are they blackballed for the most part? Yeah, sure. Because if you're trying to pop off, and if you're trying to pop off and do whatever you need to do, these label execs, like, what's one of them? Warner Music, and there's 2 other ones that's over everybody. They will blackball you into any type of festivals or whatever the case may be to make sure that you don't get no play over their artists because that's how the money goes. It's a sick game. That's why. Well, granted, I'm not a rapper or a singer or whatever the case may be. But getting involved in the music industry, God bless those whoever's into that. I can never do that. But Vic, Coca, I appreciate you, the dialogue. Thanks for that. Alto, what's up? Alto, you there?
Hey, I'm here, man.
What's going on?
Driving around.
All right, man. What we're talking about is what do we need to do to protect the black community, man and woman? What can we do?
You know, we have to check each other. You know what I'm saying? And we have to listen to each other. You know, nobody wants to hear. You know what I mean? And when I look at the Will Smith thing, it epitomizes what's wrong with our community. You see what I'm saying? And because I looked at how, I won't even say most, but I'll say a lot of African American women reacted to that like it was positive. And it's absolutely not positive. And Jada shouldn't have allowed it to happen because she could have stopped it. You know what I'm saying? And now Will's dealing with backlash because a lot of people just think he's, they always thought he was weak, and then he made himself really look weak. So there's that. But the Academy is talking about disciplining him. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably going to be money or something like that. And let me tell you, all this thought about he's big and he's a superstar, can't nobody touch him. That is bullshit. Because Wesley Snipes was a bigger star than he was until he sued one of the studios for not paying him all his money. He rightfully sued them, but the way it is once you do something against these studios, or once these studios feel like they don't want to mess with you, then that's it. Mel Gibson, same thing. He said some things about Jewish people, and every now and again you'll see him, but you don't see him like he used to. You know what I'm saying? And so this dude's pockets can easily be hurt. I also found out that after he did that, he was asked to leave. And he refused to leave, and went and collected his little damn award. And, that's not what they wanted to see happen. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been allowed to collect his award after that. But he just refused to leave. And I guess they just went on a ceremony, because Chris Rock wasn't making a big deal about it, which he still could. And a lot of people just champion that kind of stuff, man. Anybody who's championing that, that's what's wrong with the black community. You got to use your head. And a lot of our women will gravitate towards the guy who reacts violently like that, and not want to push with the guy who's thinking things through. They'll think that guy's weak. It's harder to sit in your seat and not react, than to react. It's very easy to just be reacting.
Right.
To just sit there and just be like, damn, because people think you're looking weak, but you guys, especially when you're from the hood, you just you just keep running it through your head. And even when you've done the right thing, you just like, damn, I want to match that dude in his grill. But then you also know the consequences of that, And, we have to, think about those consequences, and we have to, check each other about the consequences. You know what I'm saying? If I run into some young brothers about to do the wrong thing, I say something. You know what I'm saying? And sisters got to be the same way. They see some of the young sisters about to do something that makes the wrong move, they got to say something. We got to hold each other accountable. You see what I'm saying?
That's real.
Sometimes there's a lot of ignorance. Sometimes it just really has to be taught. Like, hey, if you do this, this is how this is going to play out. You see what I'm saying? So, I think we gotta get our knowledge. Those of us with the knowledge have to get it out there. I mean, if Wells gets hit with a felony, he may not even be able to run his own production company or whatever. That's how bad felonies are. Martha Stewart can't even, to this day, she can't run her own company. Her daughter has to run it for her. But that little, for one line to the feds about some insider trading, that she can't run her multi-billion-dollar company. Get to that. We got to be careful out here. I'm rest there.
I appreciate you, Alto.
Now we do need to hold other people accountable. Like I said, this week was Men Accountability Week. It kind of turned into both. I'm still going to do a women's accountability in 2 weeks, but we got to hold us accountable for the things that we do and things that we do against each other. And as about to, we're going to be doing I am going to be doing a final goodbye to Will and Jada, not due to the Oscar situation, although this is going to be the last time I talk about it. But just as far as me checking for Will and Jada, we're going to stop that in the next segment because I already don't check for Kanye. Will and Jada are going to be added to that list. We're probably going to do that in the next few minutes, but that depends on what Lisa has on her mind. Lisa, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. Do you still got sun on your side? Because I know you're in the west.
No, it's dark. It's like 9 o'clock over here.
Gotcha. All right. I wanted to ask you, what does protecting the Black community looks like? What do we need to protect us from the things that we do or from adversaries? What do we need to do to better this community?
I guess, working together, try to fix the different problems that's going on in the community, things like that.
No problem. No, that's fair. There's a lot of fixing that we need to do in this community. Shove aside what happened on Sunday. But granted, we are doing better than what we have done before. We still got some ways to go. But there's a lot of things that we can't fix overnight. Although the marriage rates are better than I imagine, the divorce rates are still bad on both sides. We need to fix that. And we need to fix the fact that how we're comfortable with saying we not need each other, but blind to the idea that we can't live without each other. So you're definitely fixing in that regard. So yes, Lisa, I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody's input today. Like I said, I'm a little bit shocked because this is a late stream and I wasn't planning on doing anything past 30 minutes. We are at the hour mark, but that's a blessing. So I thank you guys so much. Now, we're going to play one last commercial. This is where you guys probably want to ping up everybody because not only this is the last time we're going to talk about this Oscar shit, this is probably the last time you hear me voluntarily talk about Will and Jada because I'm about to say goodbye to them. They're not good for our community. And that's one thing. You know what? That's another thing this community needs to do is start isolating people that don't align with the core values. That's what we need to start doing. Shame tactics, isolation, they can easily go hand in hand together. We need to start combining those things and start pushing people away from us and say that doesn't represent our community. We don't condone that behavior. They are more than welcome to realign with the community, but until then, they have to keep their distance from us if they don't want to do better. So that's what I believe we need to do. Also, what I believe we need to do to fix the community. But yeah, let's, ladies, I got something for you. Let's play Aubrey Noel. When we get back, we are going to say goodbye to the Smith family. Today's episode is brought to you by Aubrey Noel, home of the sophisticated lashes. Even during the pandemic, yes, eyelashes is still a necessity. You might not be able to go full on makeup because you got to wear masks everywhere you go. So focus on the areas you can focus on, i.e. your eyes. And that's where Aubrey Noel comes into play. Today, I want to introduce you to Pixie. Ain't she a beaut? She'll even look better on you guys. When you guys get your chance, go to AubreyNoel.com. You get a better look at Pixie and sort through all the eyelashes. You got Monroe, you got Zola, you got other eyelashes that I can guarantee that you guys are going to fall in love with. Go ahead and fill up your shopping carts and look good during this pandemic. You can still be the best you, even wearing a mask.
So go to AubreyNoel.com. Again, AubreyNoel.com. Also, you can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's AubreyNoelle. Aubrey Noel. All right, you guys. One last thing before we go. Here we are. A couple of years ago, I don't remember what it was in regards to Kanye, but it was enough for me to do a whole entire episode and say goodbye. And ever since then, it was definitely during the pandemic, because on that episode, the beginning of the pandemic, because I couldn't get a haircut at the time. But I said goodbye to Kanye. I don't check for him. I already don't wear his outfits like everybody else does. I don't buy his shoes. I don't got a Yeezy in my closet. One of the reasons why I stopped checking for Kanye is because he didn't take his mental health serious. He didn't take his mental health seriously enough. Anytime it's album time, he'll go off his meds to make an album that's probably subpar, depending on who you talk to. And that affected the household, that affected the family, that affected the marriage. If there was a time for you to really feel sorry for Kim Kardashian, that might have been the time. She actually thought she was going to be get out from this black hole and be a wife. Wrong person to be a wife to, but nevertheless, that was her belief. She held it down. Outside of the usual branding stuff that she did, she was fairly a good mother based off of what we seen. She was a good wife based off of what we see. She was a decent wife, okay-ish wife, but nevertheless, what she went through didn't warrant for Kanye to do this dumb shit that he's doing. Whatever Kanye did was damaging, and we just seen it, and I just got tired, and I haven't checked for him since. I haven't listened to his documentary. I didn't listen to Drink Champs. I didn't listen to none of that. I didn't listen to his last album. I forgot what it's called. Donda. I didn't listen to that. That's how much I don't check for Kanye. Now, why are we here now in regards to Will and Jada? After today, I'm gonna get all my thoughts out about the Oscars. I'm gonna get all my thoughts out about Will and Jada. After that, I will never voluntarily check for these two again, because I'm going to say it. Will and Jada are cancers to the black community. They will not move us forward. Now, we all thought, hell, I thought they were the ideal couple, marriage couple. Well, granted, that's what they sold to us. They stayed out of the headlines. They minded their own business. They seem to be at peace when they're in public. And it's like, that's the perfect marriage. I said that. Now, then you start to see cracks in the armor, and they got exposed for who they really are. Now, is that enough for me to say to stop checking for them at that time? No. It was a little disappointing. It's about as equivalent to finding out that Santa Claus is not real or wrestling is fake. That's probably how I felt when you finally realize who Will and Jada really are. But it's like, it is what it is. Just keep it moving. Then, when did it take them to happen? Maybe a year ago or something like that. One of Jada's side pieces couldn't keep his mouth shut, and everything just came out. And then you see what type of husband Will is and what type of wife Jada is, and it's like, this is not how you're supposed to conduct yourself in a marriage. And if this is the case, why get married?
Right.
So, and just little by little, you start to see how disrespected Will is being dealt by his own wife. Like it's one thing, like the whole, like what's today's Wednesday? So what? In 78 days is Tupac's birthday, so she may have another poem ready. I get that. I get Jada and Tupac's relationship back in the day, but we just saw that as just close friends, and it is what it is. Now we see for what it really is, and we see that Will is allowing this. Now let's fast with all that. So you got all these penises inside of your wife, and you're cool with it for the most part. So let's fast forward to Sunday. Actually, prior to Sunday, you was at the I believe it was the SAG Awards where he won Best Actor there. Him and his wife was asked a question by a reporter about that entanglement or made a joke about it. If Will didn't want to check him, his wife should have. Didn't get addressed.
True.
If
I totally agree with that.
And also,
I noticed that too. But one thing I wanted to ask though was like, does anybody else know I don't even want to say the severity, but like, did anybody else know? Like, does anybody know the depth behind the G.I. Jane joke that was said?
Here's the thing. Oh well, hey, I'm about to get to that. Give me 1 second. I swear, I'm gonna get to that joke. In the Oscars, before that joke even happened, I believe there was 2 shots thrown their way. One by Regina Hall, and maybe one decided. So Amy Schumer said something. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't watch the Oscars. I'm aware of Regina's joke, although I didn't hear it.
What's her name? Damn, I forgot the girl name with the blonde hair, the blonde short haircut.
Amy Schumer.
No, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, somebody said Amy Schumer or whatever.
Tiffany
Haddish.
He pounded Tiffany Haddish, but that was after the fact where everything happened.
Oh no! I'm talking about before the fact. Regina Hall, maybe Wanda Sassi and Schumer also made a joke or whatever the case may be. And Jada didn't do absolutely nothing. It's like, right. Okay, cool. They're just being professional. They're at the award show. Stan, what's up? I see you on IG.
What did they say?
Something in regards to Will and the entanglement or something like that. Just some jokes that they heard.
They said something about Will being like he was like in the lineup for like the sexiest man in Hollywood or something like that, and it was like that Jada approved so he could come up on the stage. That was what Regina Hall had said.
Like they've been on the butt of a joke for the last year and a half or 2 years, and these are jokes that they normally heard. Now let's get to the Chris Rock joke. The G.I. Jane joke. Number one, that was extremely light. That was severe.
Light? You said light?
Light. L-I-G-H-T or L-I-T-E. That was an extremely light joke. Number one, I don't approve of her as a wife. Jada's still fine. Alopecia and all. She's still fine. She looks better than most women with hair.
And she only got 2 baller spots. Like, it's not even ball. It's like shit that men go through. Mm-hmm. So, no, yes, it is. Because I have alopecia on both sides of my head.
No, I said she doesn't have balls.
Yeah, she shaved it just to get. I don't know why she shaved it. Because the rest of her hair wasn't falling out or nothing like that.
Right.
It was just little small spots in her front, but she said she was happy with it and she didn't care with nobody.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that because I was severely pissed off about that one on Monday. But with the G.I. Jane joke, yes, G.I. Jane has short hair. That's number one, which is fine. And I never watched the G.I. Jane movie, but I'm fully aware that's a strong woman of her time when that movie came out. So if anything, that should be a compliment. But
that's like, so the depth of that. I don't mean to cut you off, but the depth behind that wasn't about just her being bald-headed. The star of the movie, who was Demi Moore. Demi Moore got exposed for having an entanglement or having a situation where she cheated on her husband with Ashton Kutcher.
Right, and that's
around the same
Right.
I'm not making it about her hair. I'm talking about the joke that was said.
Hey, Kia. Hey, hold on, real quick.
To the basis that everybody, it would seem like it was about the hair, but that was another entanglement joke.
Yeah, that was a double. Hell, that was a double on. If this was rap, that's a double entendre, and that was a.
Nobody never knew if you bought that shit out to 5,000 or Good Morning America tomorrow morning, then that'll be something that they'll talk about for the next 3 days.
No, see, here's Kia, real quick, Kia. Hey, Kia, real quick. The thing is, on face value, it's the alopecia, it's the hair joke. Deep down is the Demi Moore. When Demi was Bruce Willis had an affair with Ashton Kutcher. That was just a.
She did G.I. Jane. It was a form of endearment. She wasn't even going bald in that movie.
No, right. No, you're absolutely right.
He's not talking about the hair itself. He's not talking about the hair itself.
No, Kia. What we're saying is that's just a double entendre. So that's a joke within a joke. But when I first heard about it, I'm thinking about, well, number one, that joke would have went over my head personally. But with a little update, I'm thinking, okay, that's just the hair joke. Now, Will Smith laughed about it. Jada wasn't feeling that joke. And right. And that led to Will going on the stage and slapping him and saying, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth twice. Here's the thing about all of that. Chris Rock is licensed to make that joke. He's a comedian. And although Will Smith is not a comedian, he knows the rules and regulation of being in a row in front of a comic. He had plenty of them on his own show. So he should have known that already. Now, for you to, past that, let's get to Jada. Now, allegedly, Jada gave that silent approval for Will to go jump on stage. Now, as a wife, that's not protecting your husband.
It's not.
My wife already said, had that been us, she would have made sure. She probably would have grabbed my arm and told me to sit down. No, we're not doing that.
Exactly.
Now, let's get to Will. Oddly enough, I don't have a problem with what Will's actions. Here's the issue. You could have done that backstage. You could have rolled up on him backstage. You could even slapped him backstage. You could have did all of that. I don't mind you saying, keep my wife's name out your mouth while you're in the audience. I don't have a problem with that. But that slap should have been done behind the scenes. Granted, Will probably would have got stumped out because Chris does not roll alone. But he did it on national television for everybody to see. That is a meltdown. And let me tell y'all this. I've been saying this all week. I know what bottled up emotion looks like. I especially know what it looks like when you're only showing the wrong person. Will Smith needs to go get therapy. And it's not because of his childhood issues. It's really based off of what's been going on in his life for the past 2 years. So Will Smith needs to go get therapy in regards to that. Now, I don't respect Will Smith anymore. He did not defend his wife. He did not protect his wife. Did he stand up for her? Yes, he did. But Jada was not in harm's way. Matter of fact, Jada doesn't have a terminal disease.
Can I interrupt you and ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Did you really respect him before he did that?
No. I lost respect for Will when I found out about the August Alsina thing.
Yeah, I did too. Because you were allowed to a little boy to come into your house, but at the same time, the little boy was taken advantage of by a grown ass woman.
But I thought they was separated. That's what she said.
No.
None of that was going on.
They were
They was in the same house, but they were on separate sides of the house. Like, that's literally what they said.
So
they said it's life partners.
Well, Lisa, here's the thing though. Yes, they were separated. Let's shoot them that bell. But nevertheless, that's your fucking house. You let another man come in your house and knock down what used to be yours, which is yours now.
That's the ultimate disrespect.
I will not respect Will Smith again behind that. It's going to be hard for me to respect him. Now I understand where women. Now I understand. Go ahead, Kim.
I said even if they had an open relationship and they had an understanding.
Doesn't matter.
Oh wow, okay.
It kind of do matter though.
How?
How?
Let Shay talk.
If they in an open relationship and they both living on separate sides of the house, she have a right to continue on to live her life.
Who pays for the house?
Hold on.
He could have made her leave the house if it was just his house. But if it's our house and we come to this decision, who is somebody else to lose respect for us because of decisions that we made for each other?
Easy.
Let me hold on. Let me answer that. If that was just a typical open relationship situation, he would not have been sitting on that red table talk show crying and shit. You understand what I'm saying? It would not have been an issue. But whatever rules they have, she broke the rules. And that's why there was an issue. So we have to be clear about that. Even looking from the outside in, it wouldn't have been an issue unless the rules were broken. And she broke them. And she, took advantage of it.
Right, but what if she broke
hold on. You guys haven't been in an open relationship, so you don't know about sitting like, hey, this is how we're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I have. There's always
but yours might be different.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, everybody's
hold on. Use your head. It wouldn't have been an issue if the rules weren't broken between those two, is what I'm saying. Those two had an issue.
But he probably
Hey, ladies, you gotta let them talk.
All I hear is women making excuses, and this is what really gets me, is that a lot of women will just continue to back a woman no matter how wrong she is. They'll make excuses and they'll back her, just go down with the ship, go down with the Titanic. But I understand why Chris, lost respect. Because I have a lot of respect for him because any of these rappers that came out the hood, even though Will's not like a hood dude like that, he still lived in the hood. And any of these guys who come up and make it, I've got a lot of respect for. But I lost like a ton of respect because he reacted as a bully. It wasn't just that he didn't control his emotions. We all run into it in our life. He's going through a lot and he snapped, right? But he chose to be a bully against Chris Rock. When I'm just like, well, wait a minute. You're not a man. I'm not going to go through the whole explanation of it. But he became a bully against Chris Rock. It's like, why didn't you go slap the dude, who had you crying on TV because he banged your wife and then told everybody about it? Why'd you go slap 50 Cent for creating photoshops of himself with Jada Pinkett? So you ain't going to go check nobody who can handle themselves. So that's why I lose my respect with him. So he apologized after the fact, but, I don't know. That's between him and Chris as to whether Chris wants to accept that.
See, ladies, here's the thing. That's your house. That's a man's house at the end of the day. You do not allow another man to come to your house and disrespect it. Believe it or not, although Jada lives there because they're married, that's ultimately not her house. That's not her castle. She's not in charge of that castle. At best, she's a B-list actor. At best. She don't dictate anything that goes in that house, but she walk around as if no one can tell her what to do. She said that on Red Table Talk with Will sitting across from her. Will Smith is not the man of his own house. That's Jada. I cannot, and this is not a sexist thing. This is man playing his role in a relationship, in a household. You let another man come in your house and disrespect you like that. See,
so Will Smith is a bitch then, pretty much.
Hey, if the shoe fits. And it fits him very well, unfortunately.
It does.
Was he there, Chris?
Excuse me?
Was he there when the guy was there?
Yes.
And they was face to face.
You said were they face to face?
Yeah, or was he on his side of the house and they was on the other side of the house?
And Shay, let's assume they never saw each other while on the premise. The fact that another man was in your house.
They did though.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. This is why that does matter. August is his son's friend, so if he see him at the house, he think he there for his son. How the hell am I supposed to know my son's friend is doing my wife? Make it make sense. Come on now.
So August I don't know how real this shit is, but hearing in interviews, Will gave him permission to be with his wife.
Like I said, I cannot respect Will for that. He, as a man, now he has the prerogative. It's his prerogative how he wants to run his marriage. You want to be monogamous, you want to be open, you want to do polygamy. That's well in his right, but that doesn't mean I have to respect it, and that doesn't mean that's the model of what a black man is supposed to be. What the hell do we look like putting Will Smith as the epitome of what a black man is? I've been hearing that all week, unfortunately, mostly from women, about that's Will Smith is a real man. That's how you protect your wife. That's how you defend your wife. Jada was not in harm's way. You made yourself look bad. You embarrassed the black community. You embarrassed black men. And let's go there. Truth be told, if our job is to provide stability, provision, protection, how the hell did you protect your wife? Because what if Chris Rock wanted to retaliate? And you're not that hard to find, by the way. You just open the door for your wife to get her head taken off, for your kids' heads to be taken off, for you to be shot in your own bed. Will Smith did not protect his family. Will Smith did not protect his wife. He opened the door for them to actually get shot and killed if he smacked the right one. Will Smith failed as a husband because one of the job descriptions is stability, provision, protection. And in regards to protecting your family, you have to be on the defensive side. You have to assert threats of violence, and you have to avoid it by any means necessary. He did not avoid it. He went right after it. Had that been anybody else, Will Smith would have been in jail. He would have been sued. And now who's protecting Jada and the rest of the family while you're locked up?
And that's the whole thing. You don't want the kid, she went to the after party and danced while he sat in jail. You know what I'm saying? That woman had zero respect for him. And I'm like, those kids are adults. You need to divorce that woman, but he's just so infatuated with her, living in the shadow of a dead man. You gotta be kidding me. And let's be realistic. If Tupac was still alive, he would not be with Jada. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real.
That's a whole fact. Because Tupac wouldn't put up with this. We wouldn't respect Tupac. And what I was saying there is, and there's women that are saying this is what a man's supposed to look like. Ladies, I love y'all. You don't dictate how a black man is supposed to look like. You don't dictate how a black man is supposed to move. You don't control the narrative. We do. And we are saying Will Smith is when we say pandering simp, not a panderer, I'm sorry. When we say he's a simp, he's a simp. When we say he's less than a man, he's less than a man. And when we say we do not associate ourselves with the likes of Will Smith, we do not associate ourselves with the likes of Will Smith. And this is going to sound crazy coming from me, ladies. You have no choice but to fall in line with what we say.
Yeah, he a bitch. He a bitch. He proved himself to be a bitch.
So
coming up, he laughed at a joke. He put like you said, put his whole family in danger. And not saying shot up or nothing like that, but getting blackballed from the whole industry and fucking up your money to take care of your family. And also at the same time, Jada should have stopped him when he was going up there. He laughed at the joke first. She had to give him a certain type of look. You gave him that certain type of look for him to get up on stage and do that? But all I know is Chris Rock is coming to Richmond soon, and I got his tickets, and I'm going.
Well, that's good.
So,
Chris Rock is something else. Because I don't know what Will did, but Chris Rock for years talk about black people.
He said nothing about her being bald-headed. He ain't saying nothing about, he ain't saying, how he usually joke on people. He's a comedian.
Hold on, Kia. Let me talk to Lisa real quick. Lisa, we understand Chris Rock said some crazy things before in the past, but here's the thing: he's a comedian, and you think Chris? It doesn't matter. No, Lisa. Here's the thing about comedy: everybody's open, everybody's free game. There's no off limit. There's nothing that's off limits, including black women. Matter of fact, okay, I'll do y'all a huge solid. Does anybody here know a comedian by the name of Andrew Schultz? Anybody? Does anybody know who Andrew Schultz is?
It sounds familiar.
He's normally aligned with Charlamagne the God on Brilliant Idiots.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Do you really want to know? You guys are mad about what Chris Rock said. Do you want to know what Andrew Schultz said yesterday? Go listen to the first 3 minutes of Flagrant 2 and thank me later. What Chris Rock said was extremely light. And Will Smith had no right to go up there and slap him. Chris Rock is a better man than me because I would have dodged that slap and I would have jabbed him, dropped him on his ass. Will Smith is ladies and gentlemen, Will Smith is only an inch taller than me. I'm much more heavier than him, and I'm a lot more skilled than him because he only got one skill, and that's boxing. Unfortunately, I'm skilled in other things, like taking someone's life if I really want to. I would have dropped Will Smith right on that fucking stage.
He ain't slapped August Alsina.
That's what we're all saying. You're okay with all these men sleeping with your wife, but you get offended by G.I. Jane Joe?
Wait, that's the other thing too. What all these men?
Outside of August, it's cool. I don't want to see. Although I'm gonna be done. Although I'm gonna be done with Will and Jada, I know one thing about Jada. I will not reveal that to the public unless it comes out. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Cause people in Hollywood better be happy. I'm a real nigga. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna put Jada on blast. I'm just a real nigga.
Listen, do you think that he didn't do anything wrong? Do you think that Will didn't do anything wrong?
Oh no, I don't condone that. I wish it never happened. I wish that never happened. I don't condone that at all. No.
What about you, Miss Cheryl?
Hi everyone. Thank you for allowing me to come on the stage and speak. Been listening into what you guys have been saying in quite a few other rooms. This is the first time I've made an opinion or I've thought about it, and I watched the clip back, and I really, you know, when people of colour in the limelight, it's amazing when people, people of colour have the opportunity to live an amazing life, opportunities to them and be a role model. I like Will, I like Chris, I think they're both amazing. But I was very disappointed. And when I watched back, Will did laugh. He found it funny until he got the vibration from his wife that it was unacceptable. And as a woman, for me, when you're married to a man or when you're in a relationship, you're able to calm your husband or your partner if he's going, she should have protected him. You know, I don't get any thrill, you know, as, you know, one of the brothers said, you know, by all means necessary, you have to protect each other and help us being each other's keeper. Is helping each other not to make a mistake that's going to cost you. Now, as a woman, as she saw him going up, she should have touched his hand, stood up, brought him back to sit down, whispered in his ear, calmed the temperature. She had the power to do that, but she sat there, she watched him take that long walk. That was quite a lengthy walk. And then disrespect his brother. That was an absolute disrespect. I don't care. They could have had words after the... If he didn't like it, he could have had words. It's all about self-control. I know that sometimes in life, we can be out of control and we can do things that we shouldn't have done. You know, mercy and grace is given to us every day. But that was an absolute disrespect. And then come back to his seat, and then she was shouting from his seat. Now, Jada could have put her hand on his leg. She could have calmed that temperature, but she didn't. And I don't have respect for her for that. You know, it was a shame that what took place. And I do think Chris really held it together, because if I'm honest with you, I don't know how many could have done that.
I couldn't.
Honesty. You know, he did hold it together, and it just shows them out there that this is how Black people, this is how we are. And we're not like that. And I do believe that Will is now remorseful. So that was just not his character. He moved on that, on her vibration. Because as you know, there's issues in their marriage, there's things that he's had to live up to. And I think it was all of that in one, that he made a mistake, a costly one as well. I think it's going to cost them, unfortunately. But I was very disappointed to see that or witness it. Yeah.
Yeah, we all were, unfortunately.
Can I say one thing? Yeah, Rocky was very professional. I was shocked because he was like, But
I'm surprised the best side didn't come out of him.
Right. But how we don't know if Jada didn't do nothing? She probably did stuff, and Will might, put his on like, let me go, and kept them.
Why do you make these excuses? We know she didn't do nothing because that man moved.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just being, see the other side of it.
Although more things are coming out, that part would have been came out. Jada tried to prevent it. Is one step that would have been came out.
Okay.
The only thing I'm hearing now is the Oscars asked him to leave. He refused, and the Oscars are looking to expulsion, suspension, and him taking away his awards.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. Like Chris Rock. He went to Boston, my hometown, and
standing ovation.
Yeah, standing ovation. As soon as that happened, people started buying his tickets, and he's like, I'm still trying to process it. He's like, because he doesn't understand what the hell. Because obviously he know Will, so he's like, damn, what happened with my boy? You know what I'm saying? So he didn't go into it, but he did say he's still trying to process the whole thing. And that's the other danger, because what if he processes everything and say, you know what, fuck that, I'm filing charges and suing this guy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when I saw Will crying, I'm like, he's going through something. He is going through something. Like, he just tired of people talking shit about him. He just took it out on the wrong person. Yeah, he did. He should never did that. I wish he never did that. I wish he could have got therapy before. But that man's going through a lot.
He is.
Wait a minute, but don't you miss the days when musicians used to get upset and actually make a song about it?
Yep. Because he can still rap.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's another reason why I had a lot of respect. He's one of them OG rappers like LL and those people. They can still rap. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, go make a song about it, but don't sit here and be he just put himself in jeopardy. And like you said, Christopher, he put his family in jeopardy when he did that.
Man, and let me tell y'all my timeline with this, because like I said, I'm trying to get all this out because I'm not talking about this anymore. I didn't know about the slap when it happened. I was giving my son a bath. We was doing our own thing, and when I popped my head out, that's when they announced that he won for Best Actor. And I was like, him crying and stumbling upon his words, and I'm looking like Will Smith knows how to freestyle and talk. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This has got to be the worst acceptance speech I have ever heard. And they say, I apologize to the Academy. And I'm like, apologize for crying? What in the world? What the fuck's going on? Later, I found out about the slap and put everything together. And it's like, this has to be the lowest moment of his fucking life. It can't get no better than this. It can't get no lower than this. But I did say this a couple of days ago. Big Bag kind of disagreed with me. I'm going to stand on it just slightly. I give it 5 years, 10 tops, and I'm looking at the camera when I say this. Allegedly, Will Smith is going to get therapy for his childhood. If Will Smith don't get therapy for what's been going on in his life in the past 5 years, he's going to kill himself. He will off himself. 5 years, 10 tops, he's gonna kill himself. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it, and I stand by that.
No, don't say that.
No, I'm sorry, ladies. Will Smith will commit suicide. He's going to ask his family to leave the house like nothing's going on, or he's going to drive off somewhere and he's going to off himself. How he does it will yet to be seen, known, whatever. He's going to kill himself in the next 5 or 10 years behind this, if he doesn't go get therapy, and I mean that.
Wow.
Not the most popular thing to say. I get it and I understand. But I stand by that. Will Smith will kill himself in the next 5 or 10 years. He needs to get therapy in regards to what happened in the last 5 years. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to tell everybody. You just need to go get that therapy. Talk about what's been going on in your personal life. Talk about what's been going on in your marriage and how it affected you. Do not hold nothing back. Let it all out. If he doesn't do that, go ahead.
He did rob a lot of people that night. Samuel Jackson won his first Oscar. Nobody even talked about it.
Really?
I just found out. Samuel Jackson won his first Oscar. He's 73 years old. Nobody even knew. Right. You got the Williams sisters. Like he pushed the narrative to the point to where it wasn't even about your wars no more. That was a good night for black people, and he fucked it up. And it's sad.
You didn't know that.
Him of all people fucked it up. Him of all people. Now you see why after tonight I will not check for Will and Jada. That's not how you conduct yourself. Yes, people are making fun of that entanglement. And guess what? You could afford another night for that to happen. You can afford a couple of months for that to happen because you brought it upon yourself. This is why when we talk about marriage, you keep people out of your freaking private life. You keep people out of your marriage because of stuff like this. Your wife's side chick couldn't keep his mouth shut. Now look at you.
But you know, it's worse when you listen to Jada talk about how bad he is in bed, and you know, and just telling the world that he's horrible in bed.
She said that a few months. She said that during a few months after the entanglement, after Red Table Talk. She did say that.
She literally said that he was bad in bed.
Yeah, this is what I'm telling. See, ladies.
She said that she made fun. She pretty much made fun of him for crying the first time they had sex. He cried and professed his love, and she made light of that and made fun of him about that, like he was weak.
She said
I won't even say zero. She has negative respect for this man.
She said all that?
Yes, she did. And this is why I do not respect Will Smith. How can I? Why is this lady still your wife? Like I said, you have the prerogative to dictate how your marriage is constructed, but at the same time, you better make sure shit like that does not leave the house.
What did she say that on Table Talk?
Red Table Talk. I believe Gwyneth Paltrow was the special guest.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is so. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Because who else is going to put up with this? Look. So let me get into this. I'll keep the room open, but I'm about to end this stream. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not checking for Will and Jada after today.
Okay, I can't. I'm not either. I swear I'm not.
Like there's no way for me to go out of my way and put them on. Now, I guess I hold myself responsible for putting them on the pedestal as the ideal married couple. Not only the ideal married black couple, just the ideal married couple, period. And we see why that's a bad idea.
You beat both of them down this evening.
Yeah.
Put shit on the damn pedestal.
Yeah, that would never happen again. That would never happen again. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the show. This is where we say goodbye to Will and Jada. They are not the ideal married couple. They're not the ideal. They're not a good representation of the black community in any type of way, shape, or form. Will Smith is going through his own mental issues. We saw this 53-year-old man had a mental breakdown or emotional breakdown on Sunday. He does need to go get therapy. Like I said, I know what bottled up emotions look like, and I know what it looks like when you unleash it on the wrong person. Will Smith better go get help for what's been going on in his life in the last 5 years. If not, probably in the next few years, actually in the next 5 or 10 years, he will commit suicide. Yes, I said it. Will Smith will be committing suicide if he does not go get help. And I don't want that to happen. I want to be dead wrong. But unfortunately, when I make stuff like this, I'm usually not. Please, God, let me be wrong in this one. But I don't see any hope for Will Smith. I really don't. So to Will and Jada, we must say goodbye. Until you guys get your act together, we will disassociate you from the black community, especially from my timeline. So with that being stated, people, thank you for joining. This is the BTSI show. Those who are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, please like and subscribe to this video. Follow me on all social media platforms. Also, speaking of social media platforms, we have a new platform that we're going to introduce next week called Connect Club, I believe. I'm actually really excited about that. We will do that next week, and I will be inviting people to my stage, and I can't wait to show it. Real quick, you guys can make a donation through Cash App, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can make a donation through Super Chat. We are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, I'll give one lucky person $100, just one. And so you know that I'm a man of my word. Once we reach 500 subscribers, I will give one lucky person $50. All right. And also, King Chicago, bring the smoke room. It is B.TS. That is a separate entity from BTSI. I do appreciate what King is doing for the community. Please go follow him on Clubhouse. Also, to participants, waives all rights to privacy. Those on the stage, those who will call in on the show, waives all right to privacy. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Like I said, I'm done with the Oscars talk. I'm not going to be talking about it anymore. Men who are listening to this, you go in these rooms, you go in these conversations, you tell these women that this is a black man's thing. You do not have a right to dictate what a man looks like in this aspect. That's our job. Ladies, we love you, but you do not have a say so in this matter. We dictate what it means to be a black man, and Will Smith is not the ideal black man that we will live up to. Okay, so I'm Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are still online, please join me on Clubhouse. We'll keep the room open for a little while. Then we're gonna go home and get some sleep. So I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're going to take a break next week. We'll be back on April 13th. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.
You too, Chris, and happy birthday.
Unfortunately, I'm going to